Renault was frustrated in 2019 by a fundamental limitation in its car concept that resulted in developments not delivering the hoped-for lap time on the track. With its new RS20, the team has made a significant change to its front-end concept that it hopes will catapult it back to the front of the midfield. The aggressive nose design is the most obvious change in this area. Mercedes was the first to pursue this concept, but Renault has taken it to an extreme with the RS20. The front end is critical to defining the overall airflow regime of the car. Renault has attempted to minimise the aerodynamic blockage and deliver a clean, high-speed airflow to the bargeboard area that can then be fed to the leading edge of the side pods. Used properly, this should allow more downforce to be generated by the whole car. To achieve this narrow nose design, Renault will have had to invest significant time and money to ensure it passed the required crash tests. The nose slopes down quickly from where it attaches to the front of the chassis. As this area is high up, you can get away with abusing the airflow more. This allows the slope of the rest of the nose to be less aggressive. By keeping the nose narrow and minimising its effect on the airflow going between the front tyres, the airspeed in this area will be faster. The downforce produced by the car goes up by the square of the speed. It's not just about the speed the car is travelling at, it's the speed of the air relative to the car. So if you can somehow double the airspeed, you get 4 times the downforce. The cape underneath the nose improves the performance of the FIA mandated neutral central section of the front wing by giving it a pressure differential from top to bottom. It also helps reduce the rotation of the airflow before it gets presented to the leading edge of the barge boards. Renault's front wing has been refined compared to last year, swooping down a little more at the outboard end than it did on the RS19. This might sacrifice a little in terms of overall load, but it will ensure outwash is generated for the airflow to go around the front tyres. The front suspension is conventional by current F1 standards, but given the changes elsewhere, it is perhaps surprising Renault hasn't followed the trend to lower the track rod so it is more in line with the lower wishbone to minimise the aerodynamic blockage. The Coke bottle area at the rear is relatively compact, following the developing trend of making the rear bodywork as narrow as possible. The side pods are tight in places, but as Renault is using its own engine, it should have worked out its cooling requirements. Cooling is always a compromise in F1. Too much and you lose downforce, too little and the car will overheat, costing you engine performance. The main objective here is how you house the radiators and achieve the minimum required exit flow at the back. Renault disappointed last season, having made steady progress since reviving its works team ahead of 2016. In 2019, the team admitted it might have got its front-end concept wrong at the start of the year, and it carried that disadvantage through the whole season. The new direction it has taken with the 2020 car is a clear step to correct that. If the concept works as hoped, it should give Renault a good platform to develop the car through the season as it bids to regain control in F1's tight midfield. For more on how the new Renault is performing on track at Barcelona, plus updates from every other team in the pit lane, head to therace.com.